everyone. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. 127 days into her administration, Mayor Karen Bass held her first State of the City address at City Hall. During the speech, Mayor Bass highlighted her plans for making Los Angeles stronger, healthier, happier, and safer. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the event.
To deliver her first State of the City address, please welcome Mayor Karen Bass.
Thank you. Thank you. Tonight, it is my honor to fulfill my duty under the Charter to report on the state of our city. My Executive Directive number 3 accelerates and lowers the cost of building affordable and temporary housing in Los Angeles. My budget proposal calls for urgent action to hire hundreds of officers next year on the way to restoring the department to full strength. I also made it clear that we must expand the capacity of the city's mental health crisis teams to operate citywide and to be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We must continue to aggressively confront and adapt to climate change and to make sure that our city is resilient. We want Angelenos and the world to experience a new LA where transit is a real option, every day and for everyone. So we must all lock arms together, Los Angeles. We can all pitch in to build the new LA that every Angeleno deserves. This is the new Los Angeles that we will build together. This is the new LA. Thank you, Los Angeles. Thank you to the people of the city.
To protect and to serve is what every officer of the Los Angeles Police Department commits to when they join the force. Channel 35 was at the LAPD recruit graduation where the new generation of officers represented what the city stands for: diversity, equality, and desire to improve the lives of its citizens.
We continue to welcome the next generation of police officers to our ranks. Men and women who have dedicated their lives to a profession of service. It's a difficult and narrow road in order to get here. It takes emotional stamina, it takes emotional intelligence, but most of all, it takes character. It requires a sense of dedication. I look upon these men and women and know they're up to the task. They're eager to go out and start their shifts in the next coming days, and I look forward to the opportunity of them continuing to rebuild our workforce, to rebuild our ranks, and to continue to improve upon the safety of Angelenos.
These recruits spend 6 months training. They go through a variety of scenarios and training in order to prepare them to be police officers for the city of Los Angeles. These officers are very well trained, not just in tactics or how to shoot their guns, but they're trained in how to work with the community, how to engage with the residents so that we're building partnerships across the city.
Without the support and perseverance of our valued instructors, we would not have been able to overcome our struggles and become what we are today. Thank you for teaching us the importance of self-discipline, motivation, and attitude.
When I talked to each of these recruits and asked them why they wanted to become a Los Angeles police officer, they gave me very valid reasons of service, of living for something bigger than themselves, of giving back, of actually modeling behaviors of police officers that they met when they were out in their neighborhoods. And what I'm also impressed upon is that these men and women came from all corners of our great Los Angeles. They represent the diversity, not just in skin color and gender, but there are ways and walks of life, but they all center around our core values, our mission to protect and to serve, and to do so with integrity. We're hiring. Come be a part of what I think is the greatest law enforcement agency in the world.
Los Angeles is a top destination for tourism, and it can only stay that way thanks to the workers involved in this industry. From airport to hospitality staff, these professionals recently gathered at City Hall. They were joined by Council Pro Tem Curran Price and several other city leaders to demand a minimum wage increase. Take a look.
I'm going to be introducing an ordinance this morning that increases the minimum wage in Los Angeles for airport workers. and for those involved in the hospitality industry. We think it's an opportunity and it's a responsible thing to do, certainly in light of cost of living and challenges that families are having to survive.
We're fighting for those workers who are the backbone of the tourism industry. Tourism is the most important industry in our region by far. It's expanding, hotels are going up, the airport is booming, and the folks who make it run, we're asking that those workers get a living wage. So we're saying, for starting now, $25 an hour, and when we arrive at the Olympics and the world's eyes are on us, that workers are making $30 an hour so that they can live a dignified life in our city.
It is the folks in places like South LA that make the tourism industry go. The airline industries have come up, the hotel industries have come up, cargo industries have come up. Everybody's gotten paid except for the people who do the work. And so today, we're here to declare that this is the day that the city of Los Angeles is going to say our folks have to get paid.
We are here today to give an example that is a new council that behind us, this building right here, has the values of the labor movement. That we're thinking about workers, that we're thinking about people of color, that we're thinking about having a good wage, make sure that you can stay in your home and not end up homeless. And so this is what really is at stake. So let's pass these laws. Let's show Los Angeles that we're a union town and that we will always center the folks that make our city run.
If you want to stay up to date with the work of LA's City Council, visit lacity.gov/government. How great would it be to have access to sports coaches across Los Angeles who follow the same practices? To encourage children to play sports and enjoy its benefits, the Rec and Parks Department chose the iconic Dodgers Stadium to launch Coach LA, a program that will set an equal coaching standard across their city facilities.
We are at Dodger Stadium launching our Coaches Play LA handbook. It's a standard coaching plan that is going to be distributed to all of our coaches throughout the entire city and all the programs that we offer. And what this is going to do is going to provide a level playing field for all of our coaches to be able to provide the best possible experience for the youth that's participating in our programs. We partnered with Nike to bring this product to our department, and we believe that this is going to be a game changer for us because the youth will have a coaching experience like they never had before.
When kids are playing and when kids are active, they do better. However, only 1 in 5 children receive the amount of physical activity they need on a daily basis. So we share that commitment to getting kids moving and making sure they have a positive environment in which to play. And the coach can control that. They can really elevate the experience for kids. And we know kids need that more than ever right now. As we come out of the pandemic, sport has that ability to create fun and joy and excitement in their lives, as well as develop those deep connections with coaches and how important that is to have a trusted adult in their life.
The coach plan is the foundation around what it means to be a rap coach, really gaining around positive coaching and how to create a safe environment for the youth that we service. Just being here and the excitement around Dodger Stadium and really creating just a fire to begin this coach plan.
The benefit of this Coaches Play LA handbook is that it's going to allow coaches that come into our program to have the foundation to really be able to coach and provide that opportunity for youth. This is an endeavor I was personally involved with about 1.5 years ago. It was just a long time coming. I'm super proud to be partnering with Nike, the Dodger Foundation, to get to this point.
Heather Hutt gets appointed as councilwoman for District 10. The Fair Work Week ordinance goes into effect in Los Angeles, and Dr. Jane Goodall talks to young Angelinos in South LA. These stories up next on City Beat.
The LA City Council has appointed Heather Hutt as the new councilwoman for District 10 with a vote of 11-1.
It is an honor for me to serve the people in the 10th district. And now I'm gonna put my glasses on and let's get to work.
The appointment follows the conviction of Mark Ridley Thomas on March 30th for federal corruption charges and lasts until December 2024. Hutt has been District 10's temporary councilwoman, but with the seat becoming officially vacant, a new council vote was required. The option for a special election was debated, but Council President Paul Krikorian noted an $8 million cost and an upcoming regularly scheduled election. To keep up to date on the work of the City Council, go to lacity.gov/government. The Fair Workweek Ordinance, which ensures retail workers in Los Angeles with new employment protections, took effect on April 1, 2023. Approved by the LA City Council in 2022, the rules apply to retail businesses with 300-plus employees working at least 2 hours per week while earning California's minimum wage. The 300-plus employee threshold includes workers employed through temporary and staffing services, subsidiaries, and certain franchises. The April 1st effective date includes a 180-day grace period. Full enforcement, including fines and penalties, is set to begin September 28, 2023. For more detailed information about the ordinance, go to wagesla.lacity.org. Famed anthropologist Dr. Jane Goodall visited the Beehive in South Los Angeles to talk to young Angelenos about her life and work. Sponsored by Councilmember Curran Price, the interactive event focused on hope, human connection, and environmental conservation.
I hope what they gain is an understanding that every day they live, they make an impact on the planet, and they can choose what sort of impact they make, what they buy, what they wear, what their parents buy. The determination that they'll do whatever they can to save the environment and to stop cruelty to animals.
Dr. Goodall noted her greatest achievement, the youth program Roots and Shoots, which is now in 68 countries and first began in South Central 30 years ago. For more information on Dr. Goodall's youth program, visit rootsandshoots.org.
Los Angeles is one of the most expensive cities to live in. To prevent a wave of tenant evictions during COVID-19, protections were put in place by the state of California and the city of LA. Despite these ending recently, the LA Housing Department explains what other protective measures are still in place.
The City of Los Angeles has had eviction protections for non-payment of rent since the beginning of the pandemic, until the end of the city's local emergency period that ended in January 31st. It means that there are no longer eviction protections for tenants unable to pay their rent, even if it's due to COVID-19. So this means beginning on April 1st, 2023, tenants must pay their rent in order to avoid eviction. However, the city did pass a new law effective on March 27 that tenants are unable to be evicted if they owe less than 1 month of the fair market rent. So for example, a one-bedroom unit is $1,747. So if a tenant's rent is $1,000, that is below the fair market rent. So a tenant is unable to be evicted. Tenants who are low income and unable to pay their rent due to COVID have eviction protections for the month of February 2023 and March 2023, as long as they provided their landlord with a 7-day notice informing their landlord they're unable to pay their rent and provided proof of income. The state of California passed additional renter protections, but City of LA renters that complied with those laws have extra protections. Additional renter protections that are still in place are any property that's subject to the city's RSO. There is a prohibition on rent increases until February 1st, 2024.
In addition to those phone numbers, you can check out all the resources LAHD has to offer at housing.lacity.org. Taking care of our planet is not just a trend, but an urgent necessity. The amount of rain that fell over Los Angeles in the past months has highlighted the need to keep our city clean. For Earth Day, Councilwoman Tracy Park discussed some ways we can help, like joining beach or neighborhood cleanup groups. Take a look.
Protecting our environmental resources and addressing climate change is going to require an all-hands-on-deck approach. Our nonprofits oftentimes have the boots-on-the-ground experience and the scientific research and data that we need as policymakers to make good decisions and smart investments to protect and preserve these resources for everyone.
When it rains, that water falls on our roofs and it picks up all of the pollution from the atmospheric deposition. It runs into our yards, into our streets, picking up fast food containers and cigarette butts that have been tossed out of car windows. All of that goes into our storm drain system, into our rivers, and eventually out onto the beach, where it washes up. If we were to take a walk along the beach right now, we would find plastic, we would find bottle containers, fast food wrappers, and it's coming from inside the watershed, from throughout the watershed, and we're trying to protect that.
Our oceans are an asset for our entire city, our county, and our state. So it's essential that we're investing in the upstream infrastructure that we need to prevent that garbage from hitting our beaches. The amount of pollution is an indicator of our ocean's overall health, and we're seeing things on the shore today that are detrimental to sea life and wildlife.
One of the best ways to get inspired is to join your community for a beach or neighborhood cleanup. Heal the Bay hosts beach cleanups every third Saturday of the month. Come join your community, make a huge impact. We pick up hundreds of pounds of trash at every beach cleanup. Be a part of the solution.
Here in the 11th District, we're home to some of the most incredible environmental resources in our entire city. From our gorgeous Ballona wetlands to our Santa Monica Bay and our coastline to our Santa Monica Mountains, I take the obligation to be a steward of these assets very seriously. So on Earth Day and every day, I want our community to know that I'm going to fight to do everything I can to protect these resources for future generations.
For Stress Awareness Month, the Los Angeles Department of Aging, alongside several other partners, held Spring into Health. This event provided a stress-free opportunity for Angelenos to take notice of all the activities and resources that this department has available for them. Check it out.
We are at the MLK Healing Center. We are actually having a Spring into Health event. So we have like our Department of Public Health, mental health. We have different partners that we work with.
I'm with the Department of Aging, so we're here at the resource fair to really make sure that we bring awareness to some of the services that we provide. April is our Stress Awareness Month, so we really wanted to advocate for some of our fun activities, evidence-based practices available through our senior center, like chair yoga. They have Tai Chi, Zumba. So we wanted to make sure that all older adults are familiar with the resources available in our community.
We have child care services here as well. We have a senior program, which I'm really excited about because I really want to hone in on more senior activities that's happening within Spot 6.
We're able to connect with a lot of older adults and a lot of family caregivers, so we're excited to be out in the community.
In this week's featured story, our own Maria Hall-Brown sits down with LA City Poet Laureate Lynne Thompson. The poet and trained attorney talks about making the most of virtual readings during the pandemic and discusses the responsibilities and opportunities that come with this title. Let's hear the story.
I actually looked up what the Poet Laureate's responsibilities are, and it's a literal job with a list of duties that were pretty remarkable. And yet here you were given that list of duties in a tumultuous time, right. Not just with the pandemic, et cetera, but also with the civil unrest and everything like that. So right. How in the world did you even begin to do what you were supposed to do as far as gathering people and sharing poetry and everything? What were some of the things that you did?
Well, thank goodness for Zoom and whoever invented it. Because although I would bet almost every person I might ask, you the same, they're sick of those little boxes and being tied to one position. That was the way that we were able to get together. For example, one of the early readings that I had was through the local literary center, and we actually had a Zoom reading to kick off my appointment, and it went beautifully and it was well attended. I think I was able to reach more people than I would have if I went to physical location A, B, and C.
This title will stay with you. It doesn't mean just because the term has ended. This title now is part of who Lynne Thompson is.
It's a vindication, because you may remember that I'm an attorney by training and walked away from that to pursue poetry, to learn to write the best poem I was capable of writing. And so to have this appointment and have even post the appointment people still calling and saying, well, Lynne, could you come and do this? Or we'd like to have you come to a variety of venues. I'll be in a church with a symphony on Sunday. Just the broad swath of creative endeavors that I've been invited to be a part of by virtue of having this title is overwhelming, and I continue to be amazed and thrilled by it.
Attend the LA Animal Services screening of Shelter Me, Soul Awakened. Visit the Autism Acceptance Resource Fair in Chatsworth, or celebrate female artists at the Empowerment Corita plus Dolores event. All this up next on Things to Do.
LA Animal Services invite you to a free screening of the documentary Shelter Me, Soul Awakening. Hosted by animal welfare nonprofit Better Together Forever, the program features Paws for Life Canine Rescue, where incarcerated men help train overlooked shelter dogs to help them get adopted. See how the program gives these men purpose, teaches them life lessons, and provides skills for them to thrive on the outside. These hopeful stories show the power of redemption and second chances. Shelter Me, Soul Awakening will show Saturday, April 29th at 1 p.m. at the North Central Animal Shelter in Los Angeles. For more information, log on to laanimalservices.com. Celebrate National Autism Awareness Month with the City of Los Angeles, Councilmember John Lee, and the Department of Disability. The Autism Acceptance Resource Fair is a chance to connect with representatives from a variety of fields who are excited to share information on available community services and resources. The fair unites the community in support of those with autism by helping raise funds for autism research, awareness, and outreach. This free, family-friendly event has activities for children and the young at heart. The fair takes place Saturday, April 29th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Chatsworth Park South Recreation Center. Check out the latest news and resources tab at disability.lacity.org for more information. Join the LA City Department of Cultural Affairs as they honor female ingenuity and creativity through their annual empowerment event. Empowerment, Corita and Dolores, celebrates women who contributed artistically and passionately to the world. Corita Kent is an American artist, designer, and educator. Corita's work reflects her concerns about poverty, racism, and war, with messages of social justice that continue to resonate today. Dolores Huerta is an influential labor activist and leader of the Chicano civil rights movement. This event includes performing arts, film screenings about the women's lives, and panel discussions. You can be a part of Empowerment Corita and Dolores at the Lankershim Performing Arts Center, April 28th through the 30th. Log on to culturela.org/events for more information. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's it for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacitywiew.org, and we're also on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.